Hi there everybody, it's Verity here from inkybutterfly.com. Thank you for joining me today for another card making tutorial, and today I am featuring another background stamp. So at the weekend I did a little blog hop and I pulled out the layered stripes background stamp. I did something with that, and there's another couple of background stamps in the new mini catalogue from Stampin' Up, and one of them is Watercolour World, which I think is really cool. You can see lots of like journaling and scrapbooking ideas for those of you who do that kind of thing to use with this. But I've sort of just used this as a background for my card today. Doing some making landscape. I don't often do landscape cards. I find them hard to take pictures of, so if the pictures look a bit weird, it's probably because they're landscape. So I just thought I would use it as a backdrop for a nice sentiment, and then that also allows me to feature this brand new alphabet die set. This is called Alphabet a la Mode. Yeah, Alphabet a la Mode. So it's a nice sort of skinny, nice sized lettering, and you can see that that is, you know, I mean, that's quite a long word. And that has fitted on there just nicely, really. How many letters is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 letters. You could probably fit 10 letters across a card front. So that's really cool. And you get multiples of various letters. So as you'll see, I'm going to be able to cut this whole word in one pass of the machine. There's another N. There's 2 R's, 2 E's, 2 all the vowels, I think. Okay, so loads and loads in there, and I think there's a few punctuations as well. Let me just get that over. Yeah, so we've got an ampersand, an exclamation mark. Oh, and we've got numbers and a few little accenty things for the foreign words. We've got a little C with the little curlicue underneath, which I'm afraid I don't know the name of. That's the German letter. Is that a double S in German? And this sort of Greek character as well. So sorry I don't know the names of those, but those of you who need them will know what they are. Okay, and then I also brought in our other alphabet set that's in the annual catalogue called Alpha Best, and this also has all these lovely additional characters in there as well, and numbers, as well as some little cute little accent bits, and that coordinates with this sweet little punch. So we're going to use all of those today. So there we go. So the stamp apparatus is going to be deployed for this. It's I do find that it's the best thing to use. I'm just going to put, sorry, I'm just going to put these to one side with that. I'm going to go toppling over. Just 1 second. There we go. So I'm going to bring in the stamp apparatus for the background stamping. Just bear with. Just put it on. I had it resting on to the side of me, and there's actually metal on the drawer runners, and it got stuck to the drawer. So anyway, right. So just be careful where you put your stamp apparatus, and also if you are putting it on your worktop and you've got any dies around and you've lost your dies, look underneath your stamp apparatus, because they may have gone wandering underneath underneath there. Okay, right, just quickly, the colours that I used on here, I'm going to say I used Pear Pizzazz, if I remember rightly, and some Balmy Blue, and a bit of, I actually put a little bit of crumb cake around there to look a little bit of more of a sort of distressed sort of look to it. Same Pear Pizzazz in the outline here on the little labels, and then black to tie in with the lettering. Okay, but you know, I'm always up for giving things a different spin, and that was the full card layer, so there's no layering. This time I'm actually taking the card, the basic white cardstock is going to be a little smaller, so I can layer it up on the card front. I'm using slightly different colours, so I'm actually going to bring in Parakeet Party. Now this is a super bright colour, but we're going to be using 2 shades of green, and it'll tone it all down. So I've got my stamp mounted up on the window of my Stamparatus, and I've put it over to the left as you're looking at it here, basically away from the hinge, whichever way around you work, because I'm lefty. I think this is how I set it up, but I don't know whether that's just me thinking it's because I'm a lefty, but anyway, furthest away from the hinge, because I find that if you try and press near the hinge here, there's just not as much flex, whereas you can get a better image. So if you are having trouble getting pressure here, try moving your stamps away from the hinge. Parakeet Party then is what we're going with, and we're going to get that well inked. Now this is a distinctive stamp, so it has been sort of designed to sort of get some detail into the stamp. Now personally, I find that I get mixed results with these if the ink pad is too wet. Now for this colour, because it's an in colour, which I don't use a lot of, and I've only had for a few months since the summer, that's going to be a really, really wet ink pad, and that's sort of pooled up on the stamp. So I'm just actually dispersing that a little bit with, I'm using a blending brush. You can use like one of those sponge daubers, or like if you've still got stamping sponges, use stamping sponges, something like that, just to sort of even out that ink. I'm going to pop it over the top, and then you want, then I use, oh, there it is. I'm like, where's my cloth gone? It's because I've had it on my lap because I was doing some other mucky stuff. I'm going to use a soft cloth. You can use whatever that helps you to apply the pressure to this. If you're happy just doing it with your hands, then just do it with your hands. But I do find that having something slick like this just helps. And then we'll lift it up, and then that's like really bright green, right? Which is fine, never fear. So what I'm actually going to do is bring in Shaded Spruce. And just like I did with the Parakeet Party in the brush, I'm actually, what I'm going to do is actually ink up the stamp with my blending brush, and just sort of do it sort of in the sort of north and south poles, if you like, even though it's not the poles, it's Australia, tip of Africa, tip of South America there, and then up here, and then that will just give us sort of a lighter section through the middle. The idea being that it will help my lettering stand out. And because we're using the Stamparatus, I'm going to be able to reposition all that. I'm not using the magnet, but I've got it lined up along the edge here, and so that should be cool. So that's come out, and that's got a really nice depth to it now, but I think I want a little more. So I'm just going to do that again. Get a softer look. But it's going to look really cool with this additional texture. So we'll go again. Just apply that pressure across the top and bottom, which is where we've just applied that ink. Okay, and now we've got this really nice gradient look to our world map. Okay, so, well, the world does not float in the air, so we need to add some background there for the sea. So this of course would need to be wiped off, which I will do when we are finished with the video. Ooh, that's just snapped onto that other shelving, but over there I've got metallic shelving all over the place. So we're going to bring in something to blend onto. So what should we use to blend this time? Let's use our matte, shall we? I'm actually going to bring in Tahitian Tide, which is a much brighter colour than the balmy blue that I used on the sample card. Just going to grab some scrap just so I can take off some of the excess ink on there, because I really don't want to go too heavy with this. I just want to have a really nice light background. So that was off camera, sorry. I've just got some scrap paper here. Loading the brush up and then just taking off a lot of the ink onto the scrap paper, because what I want to do is come on to the cardstock lightly and build up the colour, rather than coming onto it too heavy and not being able to sort of take it away. And it's just sort of give that sort of impression of that sea coming in on our map there. It's going to pick up a little bit more on the corners. That's where I'm going over it more, but that's fine. It's very easy to be a little bit heavy-handed with blending, so if in doubt, start with very little ink and build it up. If you hold it on the handle, it's less pressure on the brush head. If you're going for hard colour, you want to be putting the pressure on the head. So I'm holding it on the handle just to be a little lighter with the touch. There'll be ink on this this mat is wiped clean, so that ink is actually sort of sitting on the top there, so you'd be surprised how much that brings in a little bit of colour as well. And then we just got sort of you know, in the Atlantic there, we don't want that too white, I don't think, so I'm just gonna rub off some of that excess ink in the there we go, in the Indian Ocean there, in the Atlantic, and a bit around the Pacific there, a bit in the Arctic Ocean or Northern Sea. Okay, so now we've got our cute sort of look on there. Okay, so I think that looks really cool, and what we're going to be doing is matting that onto Starry Sky, so that's going to give it another dimension as well. All right, so that's our background done, and it's going to be a brighter card than the original. Okay, so like I say, this mat just really does wipe up really nicely, just with just a little smattering of water just to loosen that ink, and then I just use my very well loved cloth and just wipe away that excess ink, and then that's ready to go for next time. Okay, just means you're not constantly throwing away paper. Okay, so like I say, this is going on to some Starry Sky just to sort of frame that up. Okay, we may as well just do that now. I'm just going to use what's that called? Stampin' Seal. I use it often enough, I should know its name by now, shouldn't I, really? So layer that up. So the Starry Sky is the usual 4 by 5 3/4, going on to a white card base. Cut and scored in the usual way. That's so it's scored at 5 7/8, cut at 4 1/8, which gives you approximately half of an A4. They are it's a funny measurement. I think it's 29.5 plus a bit in a blob. Okay, so there's our base. Okay. Ready just to add our lettering on. Okay, so that was nice and easy to do, and of course, you know, there's a bajillion different greens and stuff that you could do to give that a different look, or you just go really sort of you know, these old maps, and they've got like sort of an antique look to them, so you could do all the browns and grunge that up. Some maps have funky colours on them and stuff, so I think there's loads of potential for other ideas there. Right, I'm going to pop that to one side for a second, and I'm going to bring in some scrap cardstock, so I'm just going to raid my scrap bin. That looks like a good piece. So this is for stamping the awaits with the alphabet. Now I have the luxury of having multiple little blocks. These little letters from the alphabet bundle fit lovely onto A blocks. So I've put out all my letters ready to stamp, and then I've got this little one that's like a little frame for each letter, which means it's really easy to punch out with our coordinating punch. Okay, so that's going to the punch goes that way though, so I'm actually going to sort of stamp this way. Okay, and so that sort of ties in with the card a little bit, I'm going to actually do the little frame in Starry Sky. So A, W, A, I, T. Maybe just the one at the end can be just this. Okay, so there's our little letters. And then what should we do? The I think we'll use, what should we use? Stitch and tied? Yeah, stitch and tied. So now we can just pop our letters in there. So let's line those up. I shouldn't have put down the A because I need two A's. Nice and easy just to line those up. Nice little fun alphabet. It's all in lowercase, and that's alright, as the main lettering will be all in uppercase. I think it's kind of a nice little contrast. Pop this one in there, and those are all good to go, and these are dead easy to punch out now. So we can just line that up really, really nice and easily, and just move along there. So just space them out just to make sure that you're not punching into them. But I knew that the border wasn't massive on this, so we'll be popping these up onto some dimensionals, and a dimensional fits beautifully on the back of these. Okay, so that's nice and easy. They almost look like little, I don't know, ticket things. Okay, so like I say, one of our regular dimensionals, could use two minis I guess. They fit really, really, almost perfectly actually, onto the back of these. So I'm just getting these so that they're ready to go. I've jumbled all the letters, so it'll be like one of those game shows when we go to put those back on. Oh, that's a bit crooked, but it'll be fine. So they're ready to go. And then we just need to die cut all our letters. And so, like I said, these are fantastic. So this piece of cardstock is a couple of inches wide, is it? Yeah, it's a 2-inch strip. You could probably get away with a little less. How tall are the letters? They're about 1.5 inches. So you could probably get away with a skinnier strip, but you know, hey ho. And that 10-letter word has fitted on there very comfortably. It's a 6-inch strip of cardstock. Okay, so hopefully that's going to fit onto my cutting plate for my mini machine. Okay, so that's going to go through like that, and as long as they don't overlap, and because we've got multiple letters, we're going to be able to do that all in one. So just going to bring in your the little mini emboss machine. So this is so cute, and it's really handy for these smaller dies, and just grab it and get it out. Now I do have the Big Boss set up on the desk all the time, but not everyone has the space for that. So if you're looking to get a small die cut machine, this is just beautiful. So this is our regular white version, and at the moment there is a joining offer through Celebration, which runs to the end of February, and part of that joining offer is to get a mini cut and emboss machine. So you can choose a white one, or you can choose a limited edition blue one. The colour is boho blue, which is going to be a it's a sort of preview of one of our new ink colours. Now I'm just going to roll that through. I was just trying to do it carefully, and she folds away, look, so easily. It's really light, one finger, and it just doesn't take up much space at all. If you look at my hand there, I mean, it is a really nice small machine. Okay, for a smaller craft space. Oops, let's take you back to there. So in the Celebration catalogue, you can join just with the usual deal for £99, and get your extra goodies. So you get £170 worth of Stampin' Up goodies for £99. That's option 3. That's the regular joining offer. That's what stands all year round. But option 1 and 2 is the option to get the boho blue or the white mini cut and emboss. That machine is worth £59 on its own. Okay, so for £125, so it's an additional £25 or £26, you'll be able to get a £59 cut and emboss machine. Okay, as well as your £170 worth of Stampin' Up products, and you can choose anything from the current catalogue. So that's the annual catalogue, the current mini catalogue, and anything that's not a published item. So there can sometimes be some web exclusives as well. Alright, so it's worth having a look at clearance rack, anything like that. Just have a look through the website, and if it's available to buy, you can add it to your starter kit. Okay. Right, so that's all the letters done. Okay, and look at that. I've just lifted off. That saves me a bit of bother. Right, I'm just going to put those to one side. We can put them away later. Okay, and those have just lifted off there beautifully. So that was. In fact, you know what? I might leave them like that, so that I've got them to lay on my card. Okay. I'm actually going to bring back in my my ruler. There. And just to help me keep everything nice and straight. So what did I say? It was 9 letters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's our middle letter. So I'm going to be totally honest, and I didn't get the spacing quite right on my original sample. I don't know whether you really noticed. If you did, it's a secret. But anyway, I didn't get the spacing quite right because I thought I was going to be squeezing things in, but actually I had plenty of room. So I'm going to start in the middle and space out from there. Okay, now please do cut these on sticky sheet if you think that is going to be helpful to you. I find I get into a right old mess with sticky sheet personally. That's not to say I'm not going to get in a mess doing this either, but I don't know, just if that's your thing and you can use sticky sheet, then use sticky sheet. So just using my ruler just to give me something to aim at in terms of a level. You could use post-it tape or whatever, something that's not going to damage your card. Now, what would be even more brainy is if I actually have a look and try and get that sort of in the middle. So it's going to be about there. Could measure it. Not sure I'm that bothered. Okay. And then we can just build up from there, really. So build up to the left and to the right. You do sometimes find that the dies will, once you, especially when your cutting plate is a little bit battered like mine, use it and use it and use it till you can't use it anymore. Dies sort of stick a little bit. Just little dabs of glue, top and bottom of the letter, and just spacing those out. I don't know, they're about 1/8 of an inch apart. Okay, so it doesn't really matter whether you carry on working off to one side or whether you want to go do them nice and evenly. So just enough glue to secure it in place, really. Okay, like I say, the ruler will help keep them level. But this is a really nice alphabet set, this is. Great addition to the catalogue. I'm hoping it stays and carries over. This catalogue runs until April, I think. Could be May, I can't remember. And then we've got a celebration going on up until the end of February. Just one celebration this year. We had 2 last year. Did we have it the year before as well? I can't remember. But we're just having one celebration, and this is it. So with celebration, you can have you can earn free products with your purchase. That's not with the starter kit though. That's the only exception. Okay, if you buy the starter kit, then you get loads of value on there anyway. But you don't earn celebration with the starter kit. But every other kind of purchase, if you're wanting to just buy some Stampin' Up goodies for yourself, for every £45 or £90, depending on the product, you can earn something for free. So, ooh, okay. Somehow or other didn't get glue all over the place then. So a lot of the products will be, you can earn them with £45 order or multiples thereof. So if you spend £90, you can choose 2 £45 items or 1 of the £90 items. Okay, so the more you spend, the more you can earn. If you spend more than £150, you start to get Stampin' Rewards, which means you start getting a little bit of extra to spend on additional bits and bobs. So that's like 10%. So if you get to £150, you'll get an extra £15 worth of credit to pop in something else. Well, that's a good way towards a couple of sets of embellishments or most of a stamp set, something like that. And there are also hosts items which you can only get if you place orders above a certain threshold as well. So it's worth having a look at the details in the back of the catalogue. If I just grab that quickly. So that's the joining offer. Starter kit, you don't get celebration stuff with that. If you host, okay, you can earn this scenic garden, which is the host set. All right, okay, but that's only if you get a qualifying order. Okay, but the other items that you can earn are this lovely pattern paper. So that's with a £45. Oh, sorry, that's a £90 item because it's a bumper pack. It's a big pack of paper. And then we've got this stamp set. That's a full stamp set, which is why it's a £90. But this is a mini one, which is £45. You get the idea. some pretty paper that coordinates with stuff in the annual catalogue. Another stamp set, some more paper that coordinates with items in the annual catalogue. More designer series paper, again coordinates really beautifully with items in the annual catalogue. Look, this cute stamp set with the carrots. Anyone who's into growing your own and stuff. And then the adorable owls. That's cute. Alright, so there we go. Those are the items that you can earn up until the end of February. When does this catalogue end? This catalogue launched on the 5th of Jan and runs until the 1st of May. So I was kind of right. The end of April, 1st of May. Right, lettering is on for that. I just need these little doohickeys out of the way. Pop my plates away so that they're there for next time. And then we're just going to put our little letters on here. So again, we want an A and an I. Just looking at my other card just as a reference, I'm not just remembering that. So the central letter was the N, so I'm going to pop that underneath there. And put the I right next to it. So again, you know, nice and evenly spaced. For a cute card for someone if they're going off on an adventure, someone's leaving work maybe to go travelling. This will be a great card to send them off with. Maybe some travel vouchers or something in there. I don't think it matters which way the S goes up, but I just think I must have just stamped it a little lower on the thing. It's not quite in the middle, so that looks better like that. Cool, there we go. So a bit brighter than this one, but you get the idea of different ways we can use that. I hope you've liked that and it's given you an idea of how to use that set. Something a bit different in the catalogue, I would say. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.